Hopefully you're able to find me. Kind of a white knuckle ride. Kind of in a precarious spot also. But I'm here, I'm gonna do it. This is a entry into Stevie Carlson's 1K subscriber drawing / contest / whatever. I'm not really good at these types of videos. He wants 5 go-to records. I think I tend to think about it too much. Whatever. I saw some other folks mention they didn't find it particularly easy. I don't find it easy. It could be hundreds of go-to records. But Stevie is a rat lover. Rat with 1 T. I mean, he might be a rat lover with 2 T's, but I don't know if he is or not. Might be. Stevie, he raises cats and rats to live together, which isn't easy because typically cats, you know, their instinct is to kill mice and rats, other rodents. Steve, he does a good job raising them to all live in harmony under one roof. He enjoys the company of mice and cats, rats, and possibly rat with 2 T's. I don't think I've ever seen him show rat with 2 T's, but you know, whatever. So I'm gonna make this quick. I just, on the way out the door, just grabbed records. These are records that I drove into the ground in the past that I could still go to every now and again and listen to, some more than others. And like I say, it's not really that, not really a lot of variety here. The Beach Boys, Smile, this is one. I don't think that I particularly liked the Beach Boys until I started listening to bootlegs of this. I used to download bootlegs in the late 90s at my parents' house. And this is what really got me into them. I like the weirdness and the craziness. That price tag's not from this. Of it. And from that, you know, that's the reason I listen to records like this. Sunflower, Surf's Up. I'm starting to lose records here. Holland. Huh. Those are my go-to Beach Boys records. I've got like no place to put anything. I've got records on my feet. All right, I'm giving myself a D for effort on this. I finished the whole video out there, but it was windy, it was awkward. I started really rushing, so I'm inserting this into the middle. I showed 4 Beach Boys records. But it was really only one. It was really just Smile, or it could have been Sunflower. It could have been one of those. So, you know, etc. And working at a record store, a lot of the older people that worked there, you know, people that followed the Stooges on tour, and you know, they're older, so they were around for the 60s and 70s, or at least one of them was. They kind of turned me on to a lot of garage and psych and whatever from the 60s and 70s. This is one that I really drove into the ground that I can still listen to. Forever Changes. These records, I don't even really say anything about them. Yeah, I really, really fell in love with that when I first heard it. I'm a big Elliott Smith fan. I'm picking this one. I could pick several of them, or really any of them. XO, you know, Elliott Smith. I'm going to say even less now than I did when I was at the lake. Teenage Fan Club, Songs from Northern Britain. This is a go-to for me. Again, listened to this tons when it came out. And I think that on this, the songwriting is stronger than their previous work. I think this gets less attention, certainly in the States. I think there was a few hit songs, or minor hit songs in the UK. You know, like really heavy Birds influence and classic rock in general influence. I like Slow Dive, again, like all the records. I find myself going to this one often. I don't know. For a long time, this was a very difficult album to get, even on CD. It's maybe that, like, you know, the fact that it was a little bit unobtainable for a while, or harder to get, made it somewhat appealing. I like Belle and Sebastian. A lot of these aren't, maybe, like, not my favorites. This one is probably my favorite, by Belle and Sebastian. I remember I had a Advance promo cassette, like a white, with a plain white label, I gave to a friend to kind of like, you know, check this out type of thing. And then all of his house got robbed. And so I just remembered that recently, and I looked it up. That people are trying to sell that cassette for like $200 or $300. I can listen to this all the time. There's just something about it. I don't know. I can go to and I have listened to this a lot. You know, a lot of this stuff. Just even like, there's a lot of things I'm not showing you. Like Piper at the Gates of Dawn, I probably listened to well over 100 times, and I can still listen to that, and it still sounds outstanding. This is kind of the same. It sounds like fresh all the time. And I just threw this in at the end. Something else. Built to Spill, Proof from Now On. I like Built to Spill quite a bit. Probably like 4 albums of theirs that I could say are go-to type albums for me. Back to your regularly scheduled Dumpster Fire now on. I don't think I'm going to use this video. Maybe I will. That's some amount of records. I don't know. Congratulations again, Steve. Shining star here on YouTube. I don't think, does anybody not like Steve Carlson? Is that even possible? I guess there's somebody that doesn't like everybody. I think that's the awkward enemy. Take care. Bye.
I would buy you anything your heart desires, and when you're cold and shimmering, I light the fire, walk with me down the Milky Way, we'll dance on a star. The man in the moon will smile and say how lovely we are. Oh baby, the sky is the limit. Oh baby, the sky.
Somebody's gonna come over here and start fishing at this lake.